fact, I think when you started, you said that when we look at the world as a battlefield and ourselves as a battlefield. So we look at the world as a world that needs connection. We look at ourselves as a world, and we need to connect with all parts of our being. And when that connectivity happens, that seed is here, I think the other neurons and the synapses will take place immediately.
The question we need to ask, why have we made life a battlefield? Why can't we learn to ask core questions to ourselves? Why is humanity so lost in worshipping and idealizing, on success? Success has its place, but too much worshipping on success. Then you become a threat to my success, so I have to put you down. You want to go up, so you pull me down. I put you down, you pull me down. And just imagine a ladder, somebody is going up, somebody is coming down. It's a chaos.
We've changed our gods, and our gods, like success is a god, and our gods keep fighting also.
Fighting.
You know, your success will fight with mine, and so on and so forth.
Why are we lost in pleasures of life? If so many people get in drugs, that means the pursuit of pleasure has taken so deep. So deep it has taken, right? Is pleasure equal to happiness?
And how are we seeing pleasure? Exactly.
How are we seeing pleasure? Pleasure is a proxy, and we are lost in pleasure. Now, cricket has become pleasure, movie has become pleasure. No, I am not saying pleasure has not got a place. Pleasure has a place. But living for pleasure is getting imprisoned by pleasure. So therefore, movies is entertainment, pleasure it has become. Cricket is pleasure, you go a pleasure, go for hotels and go on eating, all junk food is pleasure. Then afterwards you start with simple drugs and go complicated drugs, pleasure. At the end of it, is there a sense of wellness? There is no wellness. So therefore the brain has not questioned our pursuits. We have got addicted to our pursuits. The brain has concluded, and we have got running after that conclusion.
So we've become slaves to that which was a tool for us.
So the Gita questions that and says, draws a distinction between pleasure and happiness. So pleasure is not happiness. Pleasure has its place. How the genesis of pleasure has happened. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu jayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bijayate. He says how it's built. And then buddhi nashat pranashyati. When you are lost in there, your buddhi nashat pranashyati, you are destroyed, he says. So therefore, where is happiness there? So therefore, such are the basic questions that you need to ask, more than how to open another branch.
How does the Gita see grief?
The first chapter of the Gita is called Vishada Yoga. Vishada is sorrow, Vishado is grief. And it says, convert your Vishada into a yoga. Yoga, the word comes from the root yuj, to join, from a lower join to the higher. So therefore, in putting a simple English, convert your breakdown into a breakthrough. Vishada is a breakdown. Convert into a yoga breakthrough. Can we convert our breakdowns into breakthroughs in life? The first chapter shows Arjuna, a man of tremendous success, a man of tremendous effectiveness, who has won numerous titles. He looks at his opponents, which is own relatives, and there is a breakdown. Sidhanti mama ghatrani mukham cha parishishyati me romaha jayate hastat. He says everything is shaking. He says gandivam hasrate hastat. Right? Gandivam is slipping away from my hand, he says. Sidhanti mama ghatrani. My legs are shivering. Right? So it means clear description of a breakdown. And in that stage, Krishna helps him for a breakthrough. Now, what does ultimately Lord Krishna say? See, there is a situation in life. There is a situation. Let me put it in a very simple way and then go another way.
Okay.
There is a situation in life which is there. Koi bhi ghatana ghatit hota hai. There is a situation. It is not the situation which is impacting you. It is your psychological version of the situation which is impacting you. It is your psychological interpretation of the situation is what's in you. More than parasthiti, it is your manosthiti which is impacting you. It is a state of mind. You are seeing your relatives and you say, my relatives. So therefore, you are personalizing it. And whenever you personalize, objectivity is lost. You are fighting for an objective cause. And the moment you personalize it, and that's not how you should do this. So most of situations, we don't actually experience a situation. We psychologically experience a situation.
True.
When you actually don't experience a situation, if my legs are little shivering, actually experience my legs are shivering. Psychologically, see, I am nervous, I am always not good, I am also always not effective. When I do this psychological psychodrama, then my perception of my core nervousness is not seen, but the psychological vomiting pollutes my perception. So therefore, grief is the genesis of your mind not objectively seeing a situation. For example, death happens. Death happens, it just happens. But my fear of death, my worry of death, my insecurity of death, oh, who will take care of me when I am dead? If I am lonely, what happens? All that kills me more than the actual phenomena of death. So death is an incident which happens, but my worrying about it, being insecure, is a psychological disorder in motion. This is giving grief, not the phenomena of death. Phenomena of death happens. Somebody scolds me, is not giving me grief. Somebody scolds me, then I go away from it. I go on thinking, why he scolded me? He should not have scolded me. After 10 years also, I am thinking on that. That means that is giving you pain more than somebody scolding me. Somebody scolding me, his way of expressing what he wants to express. So grief has to be looked, right. What is factual is one, what is imagined is yet another. Most of our griefs are imaginative. Okay. Our insecurity is imaginative. I will say our fears also, most of it. That's why I say fear is FEAR, fantasized experience appearing real.
तो ये मन को साधने के लिए quickly before we say thank you, is there some kriya, is there some regular practice?
First understand mind is what? मन का स्वरूप क्या है? वृत्ति प्रवाह इति मनः is a flow of thoughts. Mind, therefore, thought has a place in life. I am talking to you, I need thought. Thought has a place in life. But there's so many areas thought has no place in life. I am taking my bath. I don't have to have thoughts now. I don't have to go on imagining. My self-talk continues. Alright, I am eating my food. I don't have to have talking, self-talk happening. So thought has its place. There are many places thought doesn't have a place. But by the habit of thought, this goes on. So mind is a flow of thought. Thought is nothing but psychological word. You need to use thought. I have to go to the office. I need to use thought to go to the office. But there are many places I don't need thought. Right. Now, the places I don't need thought, I use thought. Now, what is thought now? See another angle. Thought is nothing but time. Why? Because thought always wants to become somebody. Always wants to become. So thought is a moment of time. It wants to become. When you always want to become, you are deleting the present.
You can't be.
You can't be. So thought is time. Time always wants to become. But the truth of time is past, present and future. That's the description of time. Past, present and future. But the truth of time is only present. Because past was present, future will be present and present is present. So the truth of time is present, the description of time is past, present and future. Now, if thought always is in the future, you are deleting the very essence of time which is present, which is the now. And the mind is always in the future. Therefore, this has been a problem. If you can only end this, not get lost in the future, be totally in the present. I need to plan for my finances. I use thought as an instrument. When not required, be in the present. I am talking to in the present. All right. When I can know how to be in the present, use where it is required. If I can get the discipline of that mind, is a great discipline. If you can do that. And the last discipline, one more discipline is, can you learn to be wordless in experiencing an experience?
Okay.
I am drinking a glass of water, just be wordless. Taking a bath, don't have to use words.
Just be in that.
Just be wordless. Don't bring any words. Why do we bring words? A person is having a sexual relationship with his wife. Don't bring words. Be total. When you bring words, words means memory, memory means past, and from the past you are relating to the present. How can from the past you relate to the present? From the dead you cannot relate to the present. So where words are not required, don't use words. Now I need words, I use. I finished the talk, I am just going. I should just switch off. But the habit, आदत का खेल हो गया अभी. इसलिए संत कबीर बोलता है, चलती चक्की देखी के दिया कबीरा रोय, दो पाटन के बीच में साबत बचाना कोई. पर इस घट अंतर अनहत गर्जे, इसमें उठत पुहार.
Wonderful thoughts, wonderful words of wisdom. We're going to implement some of them in our lives, and I'm sure our viewers will also do that. But thank you for coming to our show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.